Today I'm going to show you how to do the process called initialize console without deleting save data on the Nintendo Switch, and I'll give you extensive details on what that actually does. It's basically a limited factory reset. People often try it in an attempt to fix an issue they're having with their Switch. There's no guarantee that doing this process will fix whatever issue you have. There's a lot of drawbacks to doing it, so I advise you watch the entirety of this video carefully before deciding whether or not to go through with it. Here's how to start the process. Power down the system. Then you need to hold down 3 buttons at once: volume up, volume down, and the power button. The up and down button are kind of one big button, so I find it easier to push down in between the two, and that way I could use 2 of my fingers instead of 3. It still took me quite a few tries to get it right, but you need to hold them down until you see 2 logos go by, and then you'll end up on this menu. Initialize console without deleting save data is the one I'm about to show you. And you'll see underneath it, it says it'll delete everything except for save data, screenshots, videos, and user information. What you don't want to do is accidentally slip down the menu and choose the 3rd option, which wipes out all the data. You only want to choose that one if you're going to sell your system or you bought someone else's used system and their data is still on it. So choose the 2nd option. It'll take you to a screen with more detail about what it's about to do. The main points are that everything you have on an SD card will become unusable except for screenshots and videos. It will not downgrade the system to a previous firmware version. Games you have saved will be deleted. There's a few things on this screen that it doesn't tell you, and I'll tell you more about that after I get done with the process here. Hit next. You'll have one last chance to back out of it. If you want to proceed, select the orange button. It's going to do a reboot, and it'll behave as if you just turned on the system for the first time ever. It'll take you through prompts to set up the language, accept the user agreement. It'll have you set up the internet connection again and the time zone, and it'll ask you if you want parental controls. When I did this, I didn't think I would have to go through these things again, but the more you know. If you're finding this video helpful, feel free to hit that like button. Let's continue. On the home screen, all the title cards to the mini games I had are now gone. The only one there is for the game cartridge I still had inside the system. I clicked into the game and it did have my game saves from where I played it before, so that's good. It also remembered the 2 user profiles I had set up. I popped in another game cartridge that I had played before. Before the reset, I had version 2.1, but now it's been reset back to 1.0. By highlighting the game on the menu and pressing the plus button, I can tell it to update to the latest version. Once it performed that update, I went into the game, and once again, it has remembered my game saves. Before the reset, I also had some non-cartridge games that I had downloaded onto the system, and they have been wiped out. If I go into the eShop, I can re-download them. However, it's asking for my password to my Nintendo account. I'm pretty sure this was something I didn't always need to do when I entered the eShop. I'm not sure if it's asking me because I did the reset, but I did not have the current password written down, so I had to use the forgot your password option to make a new one. After that, I was able to search on the game in the shop. It had it marked as purchased, and I went one screen further into it, and it had a button that says re-download. I did that process and reinstalled the game. If you're going to do this reset, I recommend you make a list of every game you have downloaded onto your Switch, because you may have forgot a purchase. I advise you don't wait to re-download them. We don't know how long these games are going to be on the eShop. They could be delisted. Nintendo actually says right now that not every game is re-downloadable, so you might want to dig into that ahead of time before doing this reset. So that's the process. Hopefully you found this video useful. Have a good day, everybody.